guys, this is Madison. This is my second pick a card video. This time I'm going to be doing for the month of February. Last time I kind of followed a specific spread I found online to help me learn how to do the whole pick a card thing. And I've been practicing a lot more with just letting cards come out intuitively and having that be the way that I choose what I'm going to put into different stacks. Okay, so in front of me, there are 3 different stacks that I picked intuitively. I want you to take 3 deep breaths. Once you've taken your 3 breaths and centered yourself, I want you to go ahead and pick one of the stacks in front of you. From left to right, we're going stack 1, 2, and 3. I will provide the timestamps below, so you should be able to click right from the comment to go to the stack you picked. Hey guys, this is group 1. I've already set out some cards to kind of get myself grounded and get myself into being able to interpret them well for you. So I'm just going to kind of point out what I'm seeing already. I've laid out some tarot cards first, some of my oracle cards. I have some more tarot cards in here, my star cards, and then a few other oracle cards. We'll also get some advice on different areas of your life and what you need to work on whenever it comes to next month. What I see in front of me so far is I see the 7 of Wands, which was laid out first. I also see the Worker card, which is telling me that you have spent a lot of time in January working towards your passion and working towards your goals. This Worker bee represents you. And 7 of Wands is someone, you can see right here, she has a little inner ball of fire. That's that spark of creativity that you have inside of you that you've been working towards. And people can't take it from you. You have this confidence in what you've been doing and the work that you've been putting in. I also see 3 of Wands, which is kind of setting the groundwork for your passion. You've been doing what it takes. That fire sparks inside of you. And in February, I'm really getting the idea that this fire, you're letting it burn, you've put the groundwork down, and now you're able to reap the rewards here. So that's awesome. I also have the 7 of Cups, which tells me that there's many options and there's a void that you might be trying to fill. So I'm thinking in February, this is telling you that try to choose something that is fulfilling for you. Don't just choose something because you're bored and you don't know what to do. You have all these options of different avenues you can take, and it's important for you to do something that makes you feel whole. You have a wish that you want to fulfill whenever it comes to February. And I'm really seeing right here in front of me that you're putting down the groundwork and you're going to have options. You're going to be able to decide what is best for you. So don't choose something that just seems really simple and really easy. Choose something that you really feel is best for you. You've worked hard to have the things that you have, and nobody can take it from you right now. I'm going to lay out some more tarot cards. I have 5 of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Knight of Swords, the Hierophant, Venus, and then Lion Muzzled, Clenched Fist. Okay. So, 5 of Pentacles kind of represents you're kind of stuck in this place. I feel like maybe you've been stuck there a while. It ended up being paired with the 7 of Wands, so I'm feeling like your passion has given you a chance to kind of branch out. I also feel like it's a good opportunity for partnership with someone else. Somebody who has weathered that storm for you. Somebody who's been there for you this whole time that you've been going through these different things. The Page of Swords came out on top of the 3 of Wands. And the Page of Swords is learning how to communicate. So I'm getting this feeling that you've laid down the groundwork and you're starting to see things coming up that have to do with your passion. And the Page of Swords is reminding you to continue to learn. Okay. Swords also represents communication and intellect. So I'm trying to figure out which one means the most here, and I'm really getting the sense that you're learning new things and they have to do with your passion, and it's leading you to that stability that you're searching for. Seven of Cups paired with the Knight of Wands reversed is telling me that maybe you are going to be having options in February and you're having a hard time deciding what it is. You're not racing forward. And maybe you really should take on that Knight of Swords energy and race forward, race for what it is that you want. But that's cool. We have heavy swords and heavy wands energy here. So it's telling me that you're learning what you need to do, you're letting that fire inside of you spark, and you're going for what it is that you're trying to go for. The Hierophant came up with the worker bee. It's reversed, which is telling me that in February, you're going to have to go against what exactly that people are expecting of you. If you think outside the box, especially whenever it's coming to your passions, you're going to be able to reap rewards. So Spirit is telling you to go against what people are expecting of you. Think outside the box. For fire, I'm getting this feeling that before you might have been kind of silenced almost, and that now it's your opportunity to kind of what's it called? Not let people stop you anymore. You have this clenched fist, as in you're powerful at this point, and you're not going to let people silence you or stop you. You have that fire sparked and it's going. So you're just going to keep doing what you need to do to get what it is you're going for, which is awesome. So in February, that's something to look forward to. I'm getting Venus with the Void, which is telling me that one of the options you might have is a relationship that you might feel like is going to fill this void inside of you. Sometimes it can work, sometimes Venus is all about true love and stuff like that, and being spiritual and close. And so I think that with the Seven of Cups and you not really going forward, you're not that you're not going forward, but this kind of fear to go forward and go after what it is that you're wishing for. I feel like maybe a relationship that you might not have been putting time and effort into, you might have been I'm not really sure about this, so you weren't pursuing it or anything like that. It's one of your options right now. And I think with the Venus pairing with the Void might say that this could help, this really could help you have a little bit more fulfillment. I wouldn't say put all of your eggs in one basket. Don't assume that because you're joining a relationship with somebody that everything's just going to be fixed, because that doesn't happen. But I feel like it might be a good option for you if you are thinking about starting a relationship with somebody who makes you feel good. It could be a good time in February to do that. Let's see. Okay, yes. For these oracle cards, we have you're going in the right direction. So you're doing right now what you're supposed to be doing, and that's awesome. Seven of Wands confirms that. Seven of Cups confirms that. Three of Wands confirms that. You are going in the right direction, and you'll continue to do that in February. So that's awesome. Just keep going. Keep doing what you're supposed to do. Not what you're supposed to do, because I was just about to say, be a little bit rebellious. Think outside the box. Don't just follow the rule book exactly. If you have an idea and you're passionate about it and you know it's going to help you, then go for it. We also have this is the sign. So this is the sign to pursue that thing, that fire that is sparked inside of you, that wish that you're going for. In February, it'll be a good time for that. I also have these 3 little cards. I use them sometimes to help me figure out. They're basically good advice. For one of them, we have, this is service to yourself and service to spirit. And it says, growing through adversity. In a grateful heart, the tree of love will root deeply and grow even amidst the stormiest weather. The storms of difficult times can lift us up out of the complacency and into the limitless sky of grace. That I feel so much is going with the Five of Pentacles. I mean, look, they're walking through a snowstorm. And it's telling you to work through adversity. So even whenever you're feeling like you're coming up to all these challenges and coming up to all these roadblocks, to just like keep going. You're not going to let anybody take away the growth that you've had so far. So that's awesome. For personal growth, we have planetary stewards. Many troubles facing the world are due to a crisis of the human spirit. Take responsibility as a caretaker of the planet by living a spiritual life grounded in kindness and gratitude. Okay, so I feel like that's going a little bit with the relationship over here. Even though it's personal growth, it's telling me that it's important for you to take responsibility as a caretaker of the planet by living a spiritual life grounded in kindness and gratitude. So don't forget to be kind to the people you love. In fact, even the people you struggle to love. Kindness doesn't have to be an equal exchange. You don't have to be kind to somebody and expect them to be kind to you. Sometimes kindness just pours out, and that's totally fine and okay. Might be something you need to practice right now. And then for relationships, we have communicate gratitude. Okay, so we have gratitude twice. So it's good to be grateful right now for how far you've come, what you're learning, what you're pursuing. I mean, you have this as the sign, you have you're going in the right direction. Like, there's a lot to be grateful for right now. Long ago, Sincero wrote, gratitude is not only the greatest of all the virtues, but the parent of all the virtues. In order to truly understand this sentiment, take time out of your busy life to effectively communicate gratitude to your loved ones. Okay, so Venus, the Void, Seven of Cups. It's telling me that you probably do have many options whenever it comes to like romance and stuff like that. And Spirit is really telling me that it's important to have gratitude and appreciate what you do have. And that you are going in the right direction. So February actually looks really good for you. I didn't see anything scary or anything to like worry about. It really seems like you're going forward and doing the best that you can. Remember that we're in Aquarius season, which will turn into Pisces season. Whatever that means to you, I'm not an expert, so I'm not going to pretend like I am, but just think about the fact that these things do affect us. So maybe look more into it a little bit. Think about how you can be rebellious, which is an Aquarius trait, you know? So like, think about those things as February comes through. Okay, so now we're at group 2. Group 1 kind of got an awkward thing for me because I got a little nervous first thing on camera, so they got like halfway through me putting down the cards before I had to kind of like restart the video. I guess they're not the ones getting to see this, but I'm going to put something in the description. So for what I'm going to do is I've chosen, well, Spirit has chosen, I let them fall out, 2 different tarot decks, 2 different oracle decks, and then some star cards. So we'll just go ahead and lay down some cards and see what I see so far. I also have 3 different, they're like advice cards about like what to do about your relationships, personal growth, and your service to Spirit or your like yourself. So what I'm seeing so far from the cards that I've laid down is 10 of Pentacles reversed, the Emperor, 2 of Cups reversed. I'm getting a major vibe already about a controlling relationship. So I feel like this is where you are right now. You're with someone who has the control, and it's keeping you from feeling fulfilled, and this relationship is a bit toxic for you. Your inability to manifest strong relationships is what I'm getting here. The rabbit is the manifestation, and then this is the 10 of Pentacles reversed. So you're struggling to create this like really like positive, like strong relationship that you want with this person. And I'm getting the feeling that it's because they're controlling. I have the Emperor and Death card right next to each other. So that is telling me that some type of cycle needs to stop. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but there's some type of like controlling thing that's happening right now that needs to stop. That cycle needs to stop. I'm not sure yet if this means in the relationship. We'll see as the spread keeps on coming on, but maybe it needs to just be addressed that, hey, you're controlling me a little bit too much. The Two of Cups reversed is also with vulnerability, so I get the feeling that this toxic relationship kind of started at a vulnerable time. So I'm thinking that maybe that's where this controlling part kind of came from, and where it started is that the relationship started whenever either just you were vulnerable or you were both vulnerable. And now there's this control dynamic that isn't healthy for the relationship. I also have intuition here. So follow your intuition. If this isn't feeling right, then that's what's telling you right there. So in February, you're going to have to really trust your intuition with this person. And if they're controlling you and using your vulnerabilities against you, this relationship isn't good, then you're really going to have to listen to yourself right now. I don't mean to come off all immediately danger, but this is just what tarot is telling me. Group 1 had basically all positive stuff. So this is really it's just coming out this way. Okay. So yeah, the Lovers is paired with 10 of Pentacles. So I'm getting this idea that there's this perfect relationship that you kind of want that is not happening. Not sure if maybe your expectations are too high. Maybe the relationship started off in this way that seemed it would go a specific way, but it's just not happening right now. The Emperor is also paired with Judgment reversed. So I'm getting the feeling that this person is really judging you and they're not giving you the benefit of the doubt. So in February, it might be time to start letting go of those judgments and not letting them define who you are. We have Ace of Wands with the Two of Cups. So I'm thinking that from this relationship, something that will spark will be some new type of passion. You have the power to let go and start something new. You have the power to say goodbye to something that's going on in this relationship. At least that is the feeling I'm getting with these two cards combined and with everything else I see out in this spread. I know Valentine's Day is coming up and it's hard to let go of relationships. I mean, this could also be a friendship. It could be a family relationship. It doesn't have to be romantic, but I'm just really getting the feeling that something there is toxic. With manifestation, I have the Six of Cups. I had said earlier that I feel like you're having a hard time manifesting the relationships you want. I feel like it being with Six of Cups means that you want to kind of give more of yourself. You want to share your relationship, share your emotional maturity with somebody. And I mean, they're both together and upright, so this might be the most positive thing we have so far in this spread. Not to be super negative or anything, but maybe it is time to open up to somebody else and share, maybe get advice, something like that. And it can help you manifest your new life. I have Wheel of Fortune with Death, so that's giving me the sign that this cycle will end, and you don't have much control over it. It's just going to end. Whatever the cycle is, that doesn't have to mean the end of the relationship, but it could mean the end of whatever controlling, judgmental thing that's going on, high expectations, whatever. Relationships go two ways. I'm not saying this person is super toxic and doing everything. There just could be something going on that's not really healthy right now. And Wheel of Fortune paired with Death is telling me that it's time for that to end. So in February, it's time for that to end. And you can't really control it. It's going to end either way. Communication is paired with vulnerability. So that's giving me the feeling that you should feel more open to communicate your vulnerabilities with others. Don't be afraid to share it. Just because maybe your vulnerabilities led you into this relationship that isn't really feeling right, that doesn't mean that you have to be all by yourself or completely isolated. Maybe you could talk to this person and maybe you could be hey, this is what you're doing and this isn't okay or whatever. And then maybe you guys can grow from that, something like that. Don't forget to listen to your intuition. I have two other little oracle cards over here, so let's see what they say. Again, listen to your intuition. Bam. You know something's not right. You know it. you have to be the one to let it go. So listen to your intuition. It's speaking to you. Also, reconsider. So possibly whatever it was that you were thinking that you're supposed to be doing, or like whatever you think the relationship was supposed to be, reconsider these decisions you've made and listen to your intuition. I have 3 cards for different types of personal growth. There's one for relationship, personal, and then your relationship with spirit. So let's see what they have to say. For your relationship with spirit, we have responsibility. Your personal skills or assets are sacred gifts. Engage them with the mindset of gratitude and service to others. Okay, so you have a responsibility to use your skills and to have gratitude for them and use them in a way that doesn't only serve you, but serves others that you love. So hopefully that speaks to you in some way. For personal growth, we have a sacred mindset. Both happiness and suffering are critical to one's development as a spiritual being. Be consistent in your spiritual mindset through good and bad times. Okay, so don't give in to this, like, how do you describe it? This urge to let everything fall apart. Who you are is who you are when things are going great and when things are going bad. And I have a feeling that right now things aren't going so great, and it's good to keep a sacred mindset. It's good to, like, if you never suffered, you wouldn't know what happiness was, you know? If you were never happy, you wouldn't miss it when you're suffering. So it's important for, like, to be spiritual. It's important to, like, accept and love both parts of that, you know? The suffering will end at some point. I know it's hard right now. I'm really getting a lot of vibes here that, like, things have been hard and that you've been getting this, like, nagging feeling in your mind that things aren't okay, but that you've just been kind of, like, hoping it'll get better or that it'll change. And I'm really getting the feeling that it's not, or I mean that it has to end, basically. For relationships, we have the power of positivity. Depressive thoughts can impede your spiritual and material progress. By recognizing that the soul is divine and that we are all beloved children of the Supreme, you will stabilize your mind in a field of positivity and awaken to your higher nature. Okay, so time to really look inside and time to allow yourself to give into the power of positivity. It's time to no longer live in the negative, to no longer keep having the same cycle of whatever's going on that's making you feel so bad. Like, listen to your intuition. And I feel like it's really telling me that to go towards things that do make you feel positive. I think you've been feeling negative and down for a really long time. So I feel like this is telling me that you really need to submit and embrace the power of positivity. And I think that this will really help you get out of this relationship that's going on in February. Follow your intuition, listen to it, reconsider everything that's going on. Like, be positive. If you feel like being vulnerable with this person will bring a positive outcome and not one that's like coated with like this like plan, you know, like something that's just literally a positive experience for you, then you should go for it, you know? Let go of judgments. Let go of these like expectations that this relationship is going to be perfect or amazing or whatever. Whatever's going on right now has to stop. And you're strong enough to let it stop. Hi, group 3. Okay, so this is the final one. For anybody who kind of picked 2 or watched previously, group 1 started kind of awkwardly because I got nervous on camera. So this is going to run much more smoothly. What I have are 2 different tarot decks, 2 different oracle decks. I have some like spiritual guidance, like things that will come up later that you can use. And I have some star cards. So I'm going to lay out the first of the tarot cards and some of the oracle cards first. Okay. Wow. What I'm seeing so far is really, it's really powerful. What I'm seeing so far, the first card that was laid down is 9 of Swords, which is giving me the idea that whatever has been keeping you up at night, whatever's been hurting you, it's full front right now. That's what I'm getting this feeling of. I'm also getting Five of Swords reversed, which is telling me that it might be time to stick up for yourself. Normally Five of Swords is straight up. It's telling you that you're being too prideful and maybe like hurting the relationships around you. But when it's reversed, it tells me that you're not standing up for yourself at all. So you can see here in Nine of Swords that she's kind of distraught. And so it's time to kind of like move forward. Also, sorry if you hear my dog. He was totally quiet, but now he's deciding to get up and make noise. Okay, so those two are paired together. So it's giving me this idea that like maybe you're learning to stand up for yourself. Nine of Swords also means that something's coming close to the end. Like 10 of Swords is completion. So Nine of Swords means that you are almost there. Whatever this thing is that's keeping you up at night, it's almost done. Also, with all the other cards I see a lot of positive stuff. So it's going to be coming. Obviously, there's some I haven't flipped over yet. So I don't want to tell you everything's going to be great. But what I have so far is good. I have Three of Cups, which is like friendship and camaraderie and all these things. I mean, look at how beautiful this card is. So I'm getting this idea that you have a good group of friends, or you have a good like group of colleagues, or your family or something, people who are there for you, and you're really transforming. These people are giving you the space to transform and become the person that you need to be. That's what I'm getting for this. I also have the Fool with spiritual guidance. So you're learning kind of like to trust yourself right now. You know, you're getting this like idea that there is like a new path for you, and it's spiritual. You're opening up to yourself to spirituality, and it's going to help you get out of this. I also have Goodness and Storm. So I'm thinking Storm really goes with Nine of Swords, because whatever's been going on has been keeping you up at night. It's been making you not stand up for yourself, but you're really growing and going into like a new transformation, and it's important to embrace goodness. So it's important to like be helpful and caring of other people, and to follow what you feel that spirit is reaching out to you. I'm getting some good stuff so far. Okay, I'm seeing on the side over here the Sun. So Sun is also like new beginnings. It's like the Fool in a way. Like it's like starting a new day. Like having the courage to go forward. Ooh, I have Shattered Cathedral here with the Spirit Guide. So I'm getting the feeling that that Tower moment happened to you. Something fell apart. I'm not sure if you can totally see it. Yeah, you see lightning striking? So something happened. And you needed to reach inside and feel yourself spiritually. I mean, this second thing of cards I put down, there's a lot of reversals here. So it's giving me the feeling of a lot of like fear to go forward. Ooh, I have the Devil reversed with transformation. So whatever bad choices you were making before, you're finally deciding to stop doing them. I mean, that's why it's reversed. When it's upright, it's giving you a warning like, hey, stop doing this stuff. Stop giving into your indulgences, you know. And then transformation with it reversed is telling me that you're getting over that period. Whatever it was you were overindulging with. This could be, it doesn't necessarily have to be like drugs or alcohol or anything like that. It could be. And with the kind of like a similar Tower card here, it's letting me know that whatever you were indulging with did lead to like the end. And so now you're letting it like transform you into someone new. We have Two of Swords with the Five of Swords. So I guess I'm getting the feeling now of why I understand why you weren't standing up for yourself. You have two options here, and you don't want to choose either of them. That's what I'm getting. So maybe it's like I stand up for myself and something bad happens, or I don't stand up for myself and I'm still in a bad spot. So maybe that is like the fear there that's keeping you from standing up for yourself. But Spirit's really telling me that it's time to make that decision, you know? The High Priestess is with the Fool here. The High Priestess is reversed, though. So it's giving me this idea that there's a lot of things that you don't know from your past or from what's going on that's making you go on this new journey. And the High Priestess is kind of like, it's okay to not know everything. Like, you might not get closure on everything that's happened to you, and that's okay. Like, sometimes all the closure you need is, like, things happen, you know? Like, but I can care about myself. I can react to myself, you know. I know it's hard though. I'm not saying it's an easy thing to do. It's really hard to let go when you haven't had closure. It keeps you up at night, you know? Nine of Swords. It's like, what happened? What happened? What happened? How can I fix it? How can I fix it? And sometimes you just can't. Or like, how can I get this person to admit they did this to me? Like, something like that. And sometimes there is no closure there, you know? Sometimes they can't admit to themselves they've done something, you know? And that's not, you don't need to carry that baggage around, you know? We have the Chariot reversed with the Three of Cups. So I'm getting this feeling that maybe you've been holding back a little bit whenever it comes to like jumping forward and maybe like going in with these friends, like this camaraderie-ness. Maybe you're like feeling a little bit hesitant because of what's happened to you before. So you don't want to like go full throttle with this like new friendship dynamic that you have, and that's totally okay. Like, do it at your own pace. And in February, I'm getting the feeling that like you're just gonna like slowly get to know these people that you're feeling are like your tribe, or maybe you're like getting closer again to people that you had felt close to before. So maybe it's like you just got to take the time. The Nine of Pentacles is paired with the Nine of Swords, so it's reminding you that, I mean, look at that garden and everything that's like coming out of it, you know? So you've worked hard to get past whatever this thing was that was keeping you up at night, whatever it was that was like plaguing you. You're finally like seeing the fruits of your labor to get past whatever this thing that was going on. I mean, I see a lot of growth in this spread for sure. Like, you've gone through the bad things. You're working on getting the good stuff through. Like, really at this point, it's just going to take time. You have 3 different major arcana cards here. So that's really, no, you have 4. So you have 4 major arcana cards here. So it's giving me the idea that you are on your path and you're doing what you need to do. And like, kind of like, if you don't believe in purpose, it doesn't necessarily have to be that, but it can be like, whatever events led up to this moment are like happening, you know, and like you just have to keep moving and living your life and stuff like that. Like, things just like happen and we can't really control them. So I'm getting a really good like vibe here that you have struggled, but that things are going really well, or things are improving, you know. We have 2 more. Okay. I have not the right time. And I have no. So maybe there is something that you've been thinking about, something you're wanting to pursue, something you're wanting to go forward with. And I mean, I did just say these things are going to be taking time. So like, you're taking the right steps, and maybe it's not the right time to completely jump forward. Like it said earlier, the Chariot reversed. It's okay to take your time. So not the right time and no. So whatever you've been thinking about in February, maybe jump starting something, I'm getting the idea that you need more time to heal and you need more time to focus on you, which is cool because that leads us into the final part. We have a relationship advice, personal growth, and then service to spirit and yourself is basically what these cards are. So for service to yourself and spirit, we have confidence. A divine power has woven every moment into the intricate tapestry of life to help guide our spiritual progress. Trust in that power and move through life with confidence and humility. Okay, so it's time to build up your confidence. That's what you really need right now, is to build up your confidence. For personal growth, we have a seed of divine love. Deep within the heart of each of us lies a seed of divine love waiting to sprout and fulfill its potential. Nourish that seed. Okay. So yeah, you're really needing to like maybe take this time to build confidence and to find self-love. Whatever was going on before, maybe you lost yourself a bit, but now you're finding yourself. And maybe it's time to like really focus on that stuff and not like jump forward into whatever external thing you might have been thinking is going to solve your problems. Like maybe you really have to look inside right now. And then for relationships, we have perception. We may not be able to control the environment around us, but we can control our perceptions and our interactions with others. How we interpret our experiences determines what our experiences will be. Okay, I feel like I said something similar to that earlier in this reading. So it's kind of time to separate ourselves from external forces, separate ourselves from other people. It's important right now for you to like look within and figure out what it is that's best for you. What's the best decision for you? It's okay to let go of things. It's okay to not have all the answers to something. It's okay to wait for things to happen and for things to come to you. So I'm really getting the feeling in February that you are going to be making lots of progress. You're going to be transforming into a different person. Look to spirit, look to yourself, have confidence, and just remember that whatever that big thing is that spirit doesn't want you to do, I mean, you know what it is. I can't tell you exactly what it is. But take the time to look for goodness inside yourself and to let yourself heal and recover from whatever that big tower moment was for you. And I mean, you're recovering from whatever those indulgences were. So give yourself time to recover and give yourself time to look inside for love. Okay, that was group 3.